Consistent, unapologetic, and relentless in their quest to amend the 2010 Constitution through the now famous Building Bridges initiative sealed in this March 9, 2018 handshake, President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga seemingly have had their fate conjoined at their political hip bones.
The moment calls us to create a constitutional order that will long endure and survive and not be a conflict-stopping constitution.
Yet with the duo still struggling on how to resume play of the BBI reggaeton after the High Court unceremoniously pressed the stop button with their May 13th verdict, Kenyatta and Odinga easily top the list of political guns most anxious about the coming Friday appellate court verdict on the BBI. For Kenyatta, analysts argue the BBI was to be a pillar of legacy for national unity, a foundation upon which Kenyatta was to also manage his Mount Kenya backyard's political future after his exit, with fresh provisions for demarcation of electoral boundaries, including constituencies with more emphasis on population quota. The BBI equally a critical political yardstick through which Kenyatta was to manage his succession, introducing amongst other goodies an expansion of the national executive to accommodate an additional post of Prime Minister and 2 deputies. A prominent proposal in the constitutional amendment push, which has been the greatest reference point of Odinga's allies in the former Prime Minister's quest for new political alliances, and a key component of their promise to millions of opposition supporters to finally find a place in government after next year's polls.
If the scenario is that where the Court of Appeal appreciates the decision of the High Court and upholds the decision of the High Court, then means that it's only the Kalenjins that will negotiate with the Luos, or the Luos negotiate with the Kambas, or Kambas negotiate with the Mijikendas. And then we shall have narrowed the gap, or narrowed the scope and the space for negotiation.
We were having a conversation with the nation. It is not something that ODM is invested in. It's just a conversation, Murimi. In fact, I have said, and I can repeat here, ODM will move on so fast from this BBI conversation, you people will be shocked. Because for us, really, it is just a conversation.
Yet also caught in this anxiety are the One Kenya Alliance proponents, ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka, Ford Kenya's Moses Wetangula, and KANU National Chairman Gideon Moi, having been key allies to the Kenyatta-Odinga axis in the push for BBI, a power struggle that has been seemingly against one man on the other side, consistently publicly mocking the BBI, but eyeing what insiders say is likelihood of cashing in on the same should the court revive the constitutional amendment push. Deputy President William Samoei Arap Ruto.
The Deputy President has been clear that he will lead a no, he shall not lead a no campaign against if BBI is allowed. So from where I stand, if they allow, the owners of BBI can proceed, they can do whatever they are, but they must be aware that the elections of 2022 must happen.
What people should be asking is, why is he opposed to a document that seems to be spreading power? Why is he opposed to a document that seems to be advocating for inclusivity? Then the opposite can only be the truth, that he would rather exercise power absolutely and have proper control.
When you think about BBI, there are a couple of things that might not be favorable to anyone. And anyway, every constitutional amendment has never been 100% for everyone. But substantially, it talks to the people, even the people who have been opposing it. And then they're talking about empowering at the local level. There cannot be any better empowerment than taking more money to the grassroots.
It is a wait and see, because as you know, in Kenya, as much as we want to rely on the legalities, there are also other machinations in between. And especially when you have a regime that uses both covert and overt power to intimidate other officers.
The timelines to the conclusion of any subsequent appeal at the apex court will be critical to provide closure to the referendum debate, to pave way for the August 9, 2022 general election. A game of political cards that will inevitably have a victor and political casualties as realignments intensify in the Kenyatta succession race. Murimi Mwangi, KTN News.